Chapter 15. Deep Thoughts. 1. Illusion is the error of perception, and knowing illusion, as illusion, is knowledge. 2. Every experience leaves a residue that clouds the intellect. 3. You can be at ease with uncertainty of the world when you realize the certainty of the consciousness. Often people are certain about the world and uncertain about God. They rely, which is not reliable, and get upset. Uncertainty causes craving for stability, but we forget that most stable thing in universe is the self. 4. If one is certain and is able to perceive that everything in the world is uncertain, then he is liberated. 5. Often people think that certainty is freedom. But if someone feels freedom when he is not certain, then that is the real freedom. 6. Generally, certainty or uncertainty is relative. Being certain about the uncertainty makes us certain about the existence of the Absolute, and this brings a certain faith in our deep contemplation about the Absolute. 7. Playing or acting in uncertainty makes life a game, a challenge. Uncertainty about matter brings certainty about consciousness. Uncertainty about self creates fear. 8. When you are ahead of time, world drags you back. And when time is ahead of you, then you are surprised and shocked. 9. Even a few moments of samadhi infuse the mind with energy. Moments of twilight of consciousness experiences the timelessness that gives the nectar of blissful state. 10. Life is a combination of form and formless when merged in self. Similarly, feelings have no form but their expressions have form. The self has no form but their abode has form. Wisdom and grace have no form but are expressed through form only. Discarding the formless, one moves out from source or origin of the knowledge. Discarding the form, one becomes a dreamer, a lost ascetic, or emotionally unbalanced. Form and formless are manifested and unmanifested states of the Almighty that move the human life cycle. 11. Formality improves communication, and cordiality improves communion and oneness. Formality and communication exist with duality, but love and knowledge are based on cordiality. However, organization cannot function when formality is abandoned. 12. Cordiality is the core of one's existence, formality is the outer shell. When outer shell is thin, it can reflect inner light. For smooth going, we must maintain balance between formality and cordiality. 13. In respect and surrender, the head bends and try to touch or meet the heart. The head that is stiff because of egoism will have to bend sooner or later, either in surrender or shame. Shame brings guilt, but shyness adds to beauty. 14. There is no independent existence for anyone, so in fact there is nothing to surrender. One must go through surrender absolutely to realize that it is not more than an illusion. 15. 1. Who is irresponsible, cannot surrender since he is lazy and or fearful or both. In fact, total responsibility is complete surrender. 16. Surrender eventually leads you to self-reliance because there is nothing else than the self. 17. 1. Who is surrendered to knowledge, is committed to sharing with others. To surrender is the foundation of responsibility. 18. Limited responsibility may make you tired. But unlimited responsibility empowers you and brings you joy. 19. An uncommitted mind is miserable. A committed mind may at times experience rough weather, but it will reap fruit in due course. When you make service as your sole purpose in life, it eliminates fear, focuses your mind and gives you meaning. 20. Richest of all are those who share themselves. A person's wealth is measured by his ability to share and not by what he holds. 21. Anyone who runs after success or who claims to be successful reveals his limitation. If he feels very successful, it means that he has underestimated himself. In fact, taking pride in any achievement is belittling oneself. 22. Work does not tire you as much as does the sense of doership. 23. It is wonderful to know that all of your talents are for others. Your good voice is for others to hear. If you are a good cook, it is for others to eat. If you write a book, it is for others to read. If you are a good surgeon, it is to heal others. If you are not making you of or as your talents, the talents will not come to you by God's grace. 24. Service without attitude, love without reason, knowledge without intellect, that is wisdom, life beyond time and events, is what you are. The more you give, the more strength will be given to you. 25. A person who knows that he owns God is not in hurry for anything. Infinite patience arises or develops in him. Patience in mind and dynamism in action are right virtues, which crops up in him. 26. God does not test an individual since he knows. Only one needs to test himself. 27. Most of the rituals and prayers are just attempts to trick the divine. They are without any devotion. God is the very core of human existence. God clings to you like a baby. Penance, prayers, etc. are his nourishments. 28. Every one of us is chariot, carrying power of God within, that is soul. 29. One must be deeply sincere in his attempts to get God's blessings. Without his bliss, joy in the world is impermanent. 30. One's body belongs to world and spirit or soul belongs to divine. One must have firm faith in God's divine name and then move on to silence and have faith on abode of silence. This will bring perfection in him. Divinity is only security, and he must keep money, family and friends where they are. 31. In science, knowledge comes first, then faith follows. In spirituality, faith comes first and then knowledge follows. Meditation pours knowledge of consciousness. Faith only brings stability, calmness, love and divine blessings. Faith resolves all the queries. 32. Forgetfulness of the infinity is misery. 33. It is strange to observe and analyze that God is not a good economist. Look at the tree, shading leaves and getting new one. Almighty takes experienced old people away and child is born, and with time, he is also taken away. After that he gets experience. Is it not economical if God could have given 100 more years to Einstein to use his caliber? 34. If we feel high and next moment, we feel low, and if it continued with this feeling continuously, soon we will be ruined. We must feel like water, do not be stiff. Stiffness is like ego. Water can take any shape, it makes ripples with slightest shaking. We must have discriminative acceptance attitude to be happy in life. 35. Be on low level and humble like ocean. Ocean becomes great because it has accepted to be lowest without any egoism. Can any source be deeper and lower than ocean? It is wonderful to imagine and perceive that water in ocean does not remain always there. Heat of sun transforms it as clouds, go up the sky and rain.